Hey there Pisces, welcome back to my channel. If you enjoy my readings, please be sure to like and subscribe, as well as leave me a comment and let me know if this reading resonates with you. Alright, so y'all, this is going to be my last week to do readings online in this format anyway. I might do educational videos about tarot, or possibly I might move over to TikTok. My name on TikTok is Stacy Roberts Trib, T-R-I-B. Alright, so if you want to follow me over there, I'm probably going to start doing readings over there. Alright. There we go. So we've got the Eight of Bones, which is Eight of Wands. And wands are associated with Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries. And we've got the, let me see, way too many cards jumped out, so I'm just going to throw them back in there and shuffle them around because I can't read all those cards. Let me see. We're going to do a love reading. Pisces, love, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Pisces, love chart. Let me see what Pisces has been up to. Alright, we had the Knight of Bones and the Wheel of Fortune reversed. Alright, so the Wheel of Fortune reversed indicates that, well, let's start with the Eight of Bones. Alright, so the Eight of Wands, like I said, that's a fire sign. You've got someone in your life that's a fire sign. Maybe someone who, honestly, I can't remember what the Eight of Bones is all about. Let me take a look here. So it's raining in Mississippi again, and ugh, yucky. So upright, the Eight of Bones advises you to embrace inevitable change and transformations. Sometimes this tarot card can suggest that you're heading into a busy, hectic chapter of your life. Rather than getting overwhelmed, things will be easier for you if you go with the flow. Alright, so yeah, don't be stressing about everything. It never is going to help you. It's only going to cause you to be stressed out more than you should be. And King of Bones. Alright, the King of, nope, Knight of Bones, I'm sorry, Knight of Bones. So this is another fire card. So Pisces, I don't know if you're in love with a fire sign or what, but it says the Knight of Bones is Leah. Alright, anywho, it's Eileen. And she is both capable and a fierce warrior and a loyal friend. This tarot card advises you to put action behind your visions and goals. Set your sights on a goal and pursue it with a goal. And pursue it with a potent mix of determination and kindness. Alright, so whatever it is that your goal that you've set for yourself, this is pretty much saying that you're going to have to double down. Put it in some serious heavy work to get it done. Alright, and I know this feeling, y'all. I'm just going to tilt this camera here, show you my art. Alright, so there's my art factory going on in the background. So that's another reason why I'm going to have to quit doing these videos, because I want to finish my family portraits. And I have started them years ago, and I feel like I've finally done enough research to understand why it's not looking right. Sometimes just getting away from it for a little while, whenever you look at it later, bring it right back to what you need to do. So yeah, do research, you know, research whatever it is that you're trying to do. Research the statistics and that kind of stuff if you're in sales or... Okay, here it is. The Wheel of Fortune reversed. Alright, so first I'm going to read the just the description. It says, the Wheel of Fortune represents a twist of fate or a major change in luck, such as the one that's brought on by the legendary Lucky Rabbit's Foot, which showers the person who possesses it with an amazing spree of good fortune until they lose it. Alright, so this one is reversed. So it says the momentum of the Wheel of Fortune is stalled when reversed. You're stagnant, stuck, or digging in your heels, refusing to move forward. Instead of fearing change, embrace it to make transitions go more smoothly. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's pull some cards here. Alright, so this next card I'm pulling is also the answer to your question. If you haven't thought of your question yet, I'm sure if you come looking for a tarot, you probably had something on your mind. But go ahead and pause the video for a minute, like, share, subscribe, leave me a comment if this reading's resonating with you so far. And we're going to pull some astrological cards, and so hopefully this is going to really help shed light on whatever it is that you've been struggling with. Pisces. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Love reading for Pisces. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Alright, we got the 7th house right underneath the 8 of Bones. We've got the Lilith card, which is an asteroid, right underneath the Knight of Bones. And then, I like how they've got the 9 of Bones as a woman. That's funny. Alright, and then underneath the Wheel of Fortune card, saying that your luck may not be what it once was, or, you know, might be a twist of fate. So let's take a look and see what kind of card we're going to get there. I've been seeing the number 12 a lot, so I've been trying to shuffle in 12s. Which is a little bit more than I normally do. I think I usually use 7 or 10. Alright, Lunar Eclipse. Okay, so we did have a Lunar Eclipse last week, so that definitely resonates. Okay, so let's take a look here. Underneath the 7th house, oops, I don't know why I'm trying to look into my phone and give you the answers here. These cards are great for learners. If you want to get you a first time deck, I feel like this really helps to explain how things in the actual tarot decks really are laid out. Alright, so the 7th house, so as you can see, I'm going to just show you the book real quick. It's got the card, this is the picture of the card, and then it's got the astrology and the tarot. Alright, so it doesn't say tarot, but it says the reading. So if you wanted to do a reading based on astrology, which all tarot is, it is loosely based on astrology. But these 7th house is associated with Libra, and the planetary ruler is Venus. So this is definitely about love. So this 8 of Bones, this is associated with your love. And if your question is about your love life, then here we go. The 7th house is about evaluating your behaviors and your desires and all of your relationships, intimate or otherwise. Are you holding on to old friends that you have outgrown? Maybe your work partnership has shifted into something more. As we evolve and change, so do our relationships. Defining clear-cut boundaries doesn't make you a bad person. And I just want to say that Mercury's retrograde right now, and also the lunar eclipse kind of sheds light on, you might just be having this fight or flight mentality. You might be tired of people not listening to you, and you might just be done with those people. So just know that this does have to do with the planets, but just because you've been holding it back for a long time, every time you read your horoscope for the next month or two, especially if you're a Virgo or a Gemini, it's going to tell you to zip it. It's going to tell you to keep your mouth shut. It's going to tell you to watch out what you're saying. And, if you like having friends, then yeah, that's pretty good advice. But if your friends are narcissists or bad influence on you, people who don't encourage the better for your life, then, what's it really hurt to just let them, tell them how you feel, and, if they can handle it, they're your true friend. If they can't, then, you don't want to be unnecessarily hateful or rude, but boundaries are very important. And it's okay to lay down boundaries. If you don't want to hear about somebody's repeated, maybe they're in a pattern of behavior, and a lot of narcissists cannot see that their own faults. Like, not even the therapist can, explain to somebody that they're causing their own troubles. And if you're in a relationship like that, or if it's everyone around you, then it's time to look in the mirror, right? So the 7th house is in a reading can also indicate that it's time to expand your social circle. Joining a club or a team or a sport is a great way to meet new people that you wouldn't otherwise meet. We all have valuable things to learn from one another, and you never know that you could find exactly what you're looking for. So in the 7th house, we've got balance, evaluate, shifts, love, relationships, friendships, desire, and behavior. Okay. And Lilith is the next card right underneath the 9 of Bones. And Lilith is Adam's first wife. And prior to Eve, Adam married or was in love with Lilith. God created Lilith to be with Adam. And that didn't really work out too good for Adam, because he wanted Lilith to... Okay, basically they got in a fight over who was going to be on top during sex. Like, y'all just can't make up about that and kind of take turns? What the heck? Alright, so if we think we got problems, right? Okay, so whenever you have a man and a woman that are created equally, then the woman is not going to be subservient to the man. This is someone who's, saying that I don't want to be on bottom. You be on bottom, and I'm going to be on top. And Adam was like, no, you're not. I want to be on top. So then God made Eve from Adam's rib, and that's why the story goes that Adam was with Eve, because she was going to be more subservient to him, because she was of him instead of being created like Adam was. So what happened to Lilith? All right, so this is called the shadow. So in a reading, all right, so let's read the folklore first. All right, let's just see how off I was on this, because I'm trying to get to know these cards. This is the story I know. I have never read this before. So let's see if I'm even close. In folklore, Lilith was created to be Adam's first wife in the Garden of Eden. To Adam's shock and dismay, it turned out that she was an actual person with thoughts and feelings of her own. She refused to be put in a subservient position in the relationship. On the bottom. Okay, so she left. It is here that she is turned into the cautionary tale for women to keep them in line. Lilith is multifaceted and widely misunderstood creature in astrology. She is wild, an animalistic, vengeful, and petty, erotic, and mysterious. She is power. Lilith has 4 distinct forms in astrology, but for our purposes, she is taking on her asteroid form. This is what it is known as her solid form, her physical body. In the natal chart, Lilith shows us where we will be absolutely not compromised. So there might be something, especially on your Wheel of Fortune cards. This is right beneath, this is right beneath the Knight of Bones. So this might have something to do with a woman who's doing a man's job, right? So Lilith, I mean, not necessarily, but yeah, hunting demons and hunting, creatures from probably Lilith. Lilith quite possibly created these creatures that the Sam and Dean are hunting. Okay. That's time for another story. Maybe that's the video we'll do next week, all about Lilith. So it says that in the natal chart, Lilith shows us where we will absolutely not compromise and how to work through repressed anger. She is a transformative force that can be quite powerful when channeled into personal growth. When we start to stand up for ourselves, we often are faced with backlash and further punishment. If you go to your boss or something and you act like Lilith here, you might get yourself fired. All right. Lilith asks, we don't back down. Lilith asks that we don't back down. Continue to push forward. In fact, you have the capacity to downright destroy those who continue to oppress you. Call upon the powerful figure of womanhood when you feel like you don't have enough strength left. Sometimes strength is just walking away from the people that you are told are supported, are supposed to love you, or the goals and expectations others have set for us. Okay, so the keywords: shadows, darkness, power, equality, mystery, wild, and pettiness. So this is kind of really sad that this whole story is just super depressing to me, because what really happened to Lilith after she was kicked out of the Garden of Eden and apparently banned from having maternal affairs with humankind. She could not procreate with humans. So there she went forth and procreated with animals. And so therefore, if you look into ancient Egyptian history, you see all these animals walking around with heads on them. Like the Sphinx, like Medusa with all her snakes on her head. Just so many strange stories about animal-like humans, or animals that were half human and half animal. And I think that this either shows that we had some way stronger technology back then than we're giving ourselves credit for, or people were really just storytellers. But in Egypt they actually found tombs of all these bones, and in these tombs there were bones of animals and people, not just, and it was not really clear if it came from 2 different entities or if it was one person, it might have been an animal that they tried to merge, like Frankenstein-like, into this one creature, and it just didn't work, so they buried all the bones together. But it could have actually been genetic modifications. Now, the Montauk Monster, they're still doing this today. There are ways to do it. As a matter of fact, I was looking at my yogurt, and I have this app that tells me what you can do to make your hair. It's actually it's Nebula. It's an astrology app, but I'm looking at it's called kefir, and it's basically yogurt that's fermented at a different temperature than regular yogurt. It's milk that's fermented at just room temperature, right? Rotten milk. But it's really good for your brain, and it's really good if you have dementia or if you have any kind of mental disorder, especially if you're the kind of person who doesn't want to get out of bed in the morning. It gives you a whole new kind of boost when you wake up. You're just like, boom, you just jump out of bed. For example, I started buying it for my father-in-law when he had dementia. And I know we're way off the subject at this point, but this is really interesting. So I really wanted to use this kefir that I had on my hair, but it had gone bad. And I was like, well, that's the worst thing that could happen, right? So I'm not one to just willy-nilly try something without Googling it. So I Google it. First I Googled, what does kefir turn into after it's bad? And it gave me the scientific terminology for this. So then I Googled that. And I found this study that showed that people that ate this or even used it were, I said that it's used in whenever you're like trying to manipulate genes. So if you eat this stuff, it's easier for your genes to be manipulated. So like, I don't know how somebody would go about trying to manipulate genes, gene therapy or but I know that a lot of genes, they say that there's no way to manipulate them. The only way that you can do it is through stem cells. Well, all I did was Google some stuff about how to treat my hair, and I found this. Okay, like, people, just do your research. It takes 10 minutes to research something before you do it. You never know what you might learn. Okay, so let's read this last card about lunar eclipses. So anywho, all this stuff really is very interesting, and it just goes to show that people don't have the knowledge because they don't Google it. It only takes a few minutes to find out the truth, and it only takes a few more minutes to verify whether or not it's true. So take things that you see on the internet with a grain of salt. I am not saying that this is definitely true, but it was a scientific page, and they had done experiments on animals. What were they trying to do, okay? What? Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, here we go. Lunar eclipse. The Illuminator. The lunar eclipse occurs when the moon moves behind the earth and ends up in its shadow. It may seem strange that something in a shadow can be known as the Illuminator, but that is because the event only takes place during a full moon. The lunar eclipse carries the same message as a regular full moon, but intensified truths that we may not be ready to see are going to come into light. Okay, so this actually, like I said about my experience with the full moon, when people are set in their ways and you try to tell them not to do something, it doesn't matter what it is, they are not going to want to listen to you. But it's imperative that you don't give in if you know you're right. There's no sense in putting yourself in harm's way because people won't listen to you. So, I found myself in a situation recently trying to talk someone into something. I've lost a couple friends. I had to delete some folks. I had to just put some people on the back burner because I've come off of my medication, and stress causes seizures. In case you didn't know that, it causes a lot of things. It can cause acne. It can cause ailments. It can cause you to make yourself sick. So I don't know which is worse, not having your friends or not having to listen to their, whatever it is that's stressing you out that they're saying. But this is the time when, if you love your friends, you better watch what you say. Just avoid them. Just avoid your people that you don't really agree with much, if you love them, because you could end up alienating them for a very long time during Mercury retrograde with this lunar eclipse that just come through. I tell you, I've said things that I can't take back. It wasn't that harsh. It was basically just something they didn't want to hear. Totally truth, but, they didn't want to hear it. So regardless of whether or not what you're saying is true, if it's not wanting to be heard, then they're not going to hear it. So let's pull some love cards for you, Pisces. So I kind of feel like, you've got a lot of things going on right here in this reading. It seems to me like maybe you're trying to move on up and someone's holding you back. It feels like someone's trying to hold you back from what you're trying to accomplish, or even telling you that you can't do it. Maybe you think that you can't do it because the Wheel of Fortune card isn't really somebody else holding you back. It's your own luck. Sometimes luck is just luck. Sometimes you just get the shit into the stick and there's nothing that you can do about it. I know that my sister posted something once that said, you might be the whole package at the wrong address. And this doesn't necessarily have to do with your lover. It can have to do with where you live and what you went to school for. Like, I do not have the availability to go get a job in my hometown for what I went to school for. I went to school for visual communications. I live in the middle of nowhere, and I don't have very good internet service. So it's thwarting me on every aspect of my technological needs, and I can't get, I just can't get myself wedged in there and get my foot in the door for nothing. But, we just do what we have to do. If you have gone to school for something and you thought that you were going to move to a big city, but you end up in a little bitty city, you just have to, do your artwork or do your readings or do whatever it is, your hobby, some kind of hobby to make you some money. So don't let things hold you back. Alright, so for your 7th house and the 8 of Bones, we've got the Father. So you may have a father figure or someone in your life. It could even be your husband, if he's a father, who is affecting you. This is the answer to your question. So, your father figure or your father or even your child's father could be the answer to your question. I really don't have much written on that card, but it's definitely like someone you look up to. It could be a mentor, and I feel like this is, this could have something to do with, this is the person that you might go to and ask for help, and maybe you're not. Because this other card said, don't be afraid to ask for help if you need it. Alright, so then we've got Lilith, we've got the Knight of Bones, this lady doing the hard work as a Winchester type supernatural hunter, and then we've got Lilith, and on top of that we've got the Broken Heart, trauma bonded karmic love. So yeah, I would say that Lilith was so hard-headed and would not comply to the man's needs, and therefore she was replaced by Eve. Which is really hilarious if you think about the marital status of most Christians. They will try to stay in a relationship until the end of time, to because they made this marital promise, and they will stay in that relationship no matter how bad. But look, according to this testimony right here, God didn't make Adam stay in a relationship with this pain in the butt woman. He made her a whole nother woman so that he could be happy. Of course, they don't put that in the Bible. Alright, so then we've got romance, reconciliation, and forgiveness. Alright, so this goes right along with the Wheel of Fortune card, because it says that you might not be feeling quite as lucky with your lucky rabbit's foot, and it's reversed, so you might be having like a rough time when it comes to luck. I highly recommend singing that song in your head, The Gambler. Alright? You gotta know when to hold 'em. Watch what you say, okay? Watch what you say. Watch what you do, because everything you say and do can be held against you forevermore. And if you have already messed up, this was last week that this actually happened. We had a lunar eclipse. If you've already had emotional mouth what do you call that? An emotional binge? This deck has a section for series. I think it's series, and it says emotional binging is a no-no. So I thought that was hilarious, because definitely what you do is you hold it in for a long time. When you watch a TV show, you don't watch any TV for a long time, and then all of a sudden you binge out the whole season on one day. Well, you definitely don't want to do that with your emotions, because it will cause a mental break. That is exactly how negative, you get in a situation where you can't pull yourself out of a personal strife. Okay? So, I'm going to take a picture of this one so you can see this layout here, because we got lots of hearts, lots of love, lots of tough love. I'm feeling tough love. And, that's the worst kind of love to have to put out there, especially when I think of tough love, I think of enabling people. And you definitely don't want to enable people in the wrong way. So I hope this reading resonates with you. Y'all come back and see me next week. I will have something posted. I'm not sure exactly what, but it's probably only going to be one video for everyone. And if you do want to see live TikTok reading, I might start doing live TikToks. If I get lots of likes and comments and subscribes this week, it might give me the courage to do it. I'm so nervous. Okay. So y'all give me some love and come back and see me next week, okay?